What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. We got a really short podcast for you guys, and I don't know when it's posted. I'm literally standing in an empty apartment right now. After we lock this thing down, I'm boxing up the router, and it's over. Moving days tomorrow, so
Hell yeah.
I'll try to post it tomorrow, but I'll be pretty busy. Anyway, Steele, how are you doing?
Dude, I am doing absolutely amazing. We were recording literally minutes after this crazy kind of buffoon on Ty Lue's part, but the whole part of the last 3 minutes, besides the after 2 minutes, you can literally review
Review
everything.
everything.
It kind of lost a little bit, but they brought it right back every single possession of the last 3 minutes. That was amazing. We're also coming off of Garrett solidifying being the number one decathlete in the trials and just not really toasting everybody, but he came in a clean 10th and all he had to do was finish, just coming first. And it was amazing. The whole weekend in sports was awesome. It's been good, dude. I'm doing amazing. About to go see Mama Dukes on her side. I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, so we'll quickly wrap up some game sevens, and the only thing we can talk about with the conference finals is West because the East hasn't played yet. But first, let's start with some shout outs. Of course, we want to start it off just to follow Seal. Shout out to Garrett Scantling. Shout out to all the American people that have already qualified and are still running in the trials. But when you personally know someone as you do, that makes it like so much different. So shout out to that man. Like that's super cool. He came in fourth 4 years ago and then retired to try to play football because he was just like done with it, Yeah. So it's really cool that he decided to come back, and you could tell the emotion on his face. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely awesome to see Big Mike, somebody I grew up, like you saw him. He's I think like 54, 55 now.
Yeah.
Maybe older than that, but he's still just so yoked. And I've always thought of Mike as Superman, and to see that face, him just crying, holding his son, was absolutely amazing. To see Hunter run down and almost like jump over to hug his brother, and just seeing on the Facebook, Hunter came. My brother's a dang Olympian.
Right.
And that's definitely censoring it up. Seeing just all the family's posts and everybody that knows him, everybody that tags him, and all the posts, it's absolutely amazing. It's cool as hell too, and it's kind of like a 30 for 30 on ESPN to come in fourth and literally retire to try to play football and then go and be a salesman pretty much,
right,
and just completely give up on sports and get too ADHD and fidgety, so you start streaming video. It's a whole damn thing. And it's weird because when you look up the Olympic trials, when you look at track and field, it's all about what's that girl's Johnson? I forget how to say her first name.
Sha'Carri, I think it is.
Sha'Carri. Yeah, it's all about her in track and field. It's all about the shot put dude who broke the world record.
Yeah.
You don't see really anything ever about the decathletes except for Ashton Eaton. Now that he's gone, it's really, you don't see too much about Garrett, but he's definitely going to be able to make noise. He personal best again. So he's just PBing all year long.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting ready to go to Tokyo and do work.
Yeah, it looks like he's peaking at the right time, and that's huge. And even his worst events, which every decathlete has bad events, he was still finishing top 10 in those events out of 18 people. So like to get in the top half of the bad events and then finish first or top 3 usually in his better events, that's huge. And then like the shot put, he destroyed everybody. But this is a big dude, and these other guys are little runners.
I think he came top 4 in every event but 2.
Yeah.
In this, which is absolutely
and I think
insane.
It was what 10th and 14th or something in the other ones, but like he was killing.
And like you said, on this last throw of the discus, he was able to finish up in second. So yeah, he definitely, like, and he admits even coming into this, he's had a lot of work to do. He's got to really trim back and get his form and everything that he did, but he's getting comfortable. And once he gets comfortable, it's just work from there. So it's literally the sky is the roof.
Yeah, so shout out to him. But yeah, shout out to Sha'Carri too. Like I wish I could name everyone that's already qualified. I can't. But when you get to watch like people that have that sort of passion that she did, I'm sure you at least saw the highlights of her. She's just so happy, runs up in the stands, just like you were talking about.
She's a youngin', dude.
With your guy. She's like 21, yeah. Running up in the stands, hugging her grandma because her mom just passed away. Like, it's huge. And when you see that, and almost every story had someone that died. Like, it was so sad. And I know coming off COVID, that probably affected it as well. But a
I was
lot
able
of
to steal the
times,
shorts, steal their track and field shorts.
a,
You see,
a
he's got
lot of
the
a
Team
lot of
USA
people's
patch. I don't want to show them too
nice.
much.
A lot of people's congratulations were because they had people pass away in their family recently. So it's really sad, and 2020 was a hard year for that. But to see these people persevere, maybe we'll circle around that to the end.
Yeah,
But
and
uh,
a cool thing, Miss Sandy, it's Garrett's grandma. She was actually on the News 4 Jax Channel 4. They
nice.
did a little piece, and it was awesome. Mama was able to root them on from home, and it's really it's awesome. I love it. We talk about it all the time. Usually it's every 4 years. We don't really get too sold on the Winter
Right.
Olympics that much, but
They're all right. I
yeah,
mean, they're fun to watch, but yeah.
yeah, we love the Summer Olympics here at No Scrubs, and it's exciting. We have it looks like we're going to have one of our last of the veteran all-star Olympic lineups, and it doesn't seem like we're going to have too much to worry about. A lot of these big-time international players are opting out just for safety concerns and wanting a little bit of time off because their professional year has been trimmed into 2 years and pretty much 14 months, 15 months.
Yeah. No, yeah, we'll have it pretty easy. We'll just have to see what Popovich can do to succeed Krzyzewski, but the players will take care of business. I think Pau
Yeah,
Gasol is still playing for him in
don't you
Spain.
wish that Pop would kind of, I thought about it when we didn't really shout it out last week, but shout out to Coach K. He's going to hang it up after this oncoming season. But don't you kind of wish that like Coach Pop would come and be like, hey, dude, just sit on the bench. You're going to hang him up after this year in college. You're done with the USA. Just come and write it out with us in Tokyo, dude. Just do it one more
Right.
time. That'd be awesome to see both of them sitting there coaching them up.
Right. Yeah, it would be. But I mean, that plan was in action. I think Pop was an assistant anyway, so I'm sure they were both already doing that stuff. But yes, shout out to those guys. There's more events this weekend. Check them out. The men's 200 is kind of the culmination. That's what it runs down to at the end of Sunday. And without Usain Bolt, maybe America has a real shot at the 200. So that's pretty cool. But another shout out I wanted to bring up was, of course, Las Vegas Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib. He came out as gay, and not only like there's a lot of things to shout out with this, a lot of things to unpackage, but his jersey sales went to the top. He was the top Fanatics jersey sale overnight, basically, and that's huge for a lot of reasons. Because one, it's not only that we're just like, oh, that's cool. We love it. Like people are reaching out. They want that inclusiveness and JJ Watt said it best. I mean, I'll let you say something as well, but JJ Watt said it best for me, where he said, hey, man, congratulations. It takes a lot of bravery, but I can't wait until the day that this is no longer breaking news. And that's kind of where I feel. I'm very happy for him. I'm happy that the league is accepting him, that all these people are coming out, but I cannot wait for the day that that's not breaking news as well.
Yeah, I saw it come up on my notifications today, and I saw yesterday the video. And like he said, he hopes for the day, and JJ and I echo that as well. But it's really cool in something like football, where what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, a guy coming out before the draft caused him not to be able to be the first NFL player. It's now Kobe, right? Yeah,
Carl.
Kobe. But Carl. Ooh, I thought I was looking at Kobe with a C. But anyways, but yeah, it's really cool, one, that he can do that, and two, in a league where it's been so much shunned, it seems like, by the fans, by the big people who sign the checks. They don't really want to deal with that red tape, if you will. To see the fans come together and support him in such a way, on a level where we just came to support Tim Tebow, just being able to get the opportunity, somebody who's able to come out and like do that is absolutely amazing. And on top of that, the support that he's getting, and there's so many ways to be able to show that. And I guarantee you the shares he's had on Twitter definitely touched his heart and all that stuff. But to wake up today and see, holy cow, yesterday and today, like, that's
even
amazing.
The fans
it's
are all
absolutely
for
insane.
it, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. And that's what I really like to see in a time where it seems like we've kind of quieted down on the everybody love everybody type of thing. It's really cool to see this stuff happen every day.
Yeah. And I don't see any like backlash so far, which is the most amazing. So, because the NFL, along with like NASCAR and that, not no knock on conservative people, but that seems to be the ones that are not
Oh yeah.
welcoming of homosexuality or anything against like biblical stuff mostly. So, the NFL is strongly tied to that. So far, I haven't seen anyone come out and really talk badly, and that's amazing. I love it. I love that it's moving forward and that people are
Yeah.
just allowed to be people again.
Absolutely. I don't know. I just can't wait for the day where it's just okay, that's cool. And we don't even really have to
Exactly.
talk
Oh
about it.
man. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't mind talking about it. I love it. I love that it happened, but I'm just like you, just like JJ, just ready for the day that we all just go, oh, cool. All
Yeah,
right.
because we always see these ex-military vets, ex-sports players that always have to come out when they're 40, 50 and finally be able to live their lives and be comfortable in the normal setting. Like, no, dude, when you're at work, you should be able to be yourself. Like, you don't have to worry about it. I was talking to our food runner today. She's a cool ass little 20-year-old lesbian girl.
Mm.
And I saw it come up and she was there and I told her, she's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I think. Like, why do I have to get a notification for this? Like, it's
Right.
just crazy, but it's also cool at the same time that he's up there topping sales. And I feel like that probably going to go on for another 3 or 4 days, like it did with Tim Tebow.
If he wasn't a Raider, I'd probably buy his stuff, but
Bro, I love
I'm
that
not sure
patch. If I could get that patch,
Mm,
that patch looks badass.
yeah. All right. So let's shift. I have one more shout out. I don't know if you do, but shout out with a talking point. So if you have a person to shout out, go ahead and
No.
Nothing. All right. So let's shout out to Detroit basketball, right? I mean, they knocked out your guys who ended up with third, but the NBA draft lottery was tonight. So before we get into the actual playoffs, the draft lottery was tonight. I know they're always trying to hype up these drafts, but I think this is actually a pretty deep draft. There's not like a Zion at the top. There's Cade Cunningham. He's great, but there's not like a LeBron or a Zion, but there is literally like 8 to 10 people that could legitimately be good. So what do you see from, and just to recap, the top four are what? It's Detroit, Houston, Cavs, and then I don't remember who number
Toronto.
4. Toronto. So
Toronto.
do you think these guys, I mean, do you think Detroit can come up? Like that's what, I mean, is this draft going to really change it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Detroit's a team on the rise. They have a lot of draft picks, and to have that one solidified, and I think they have another one late in the round, or not, maybe not even late, but they were able to get a good bit of draft picks from Drummond and Griffin.
Right.
So they'll be able to come up. But I was just really happy, one, that the Warriors weren't able to really get to. I think they're fifth.
They got to,
no, they're
but
sixth.
yeah, it was higher than they wanted it to be, probably.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's the only thing that I thought was dumb. They just should have been the first ones picked right at the beginning of the show.
Well, they were, but then they also got the
other. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm not too mad about it. I just wish Kobe wasn't the one there every single fucking year. Like we get it, bro. You like being the GM of the Cavs, but until you do something, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, a lot of teams bring in their first round pick from the previous year, but you guys haven't been too happy with your first round
Detroit
picks.
Brought in Ben Wallace. Like, hey, listen, bring in the guy who has actually made us relevant, and we haven't been since then. Yeah, like, they can't really bring in D Rose. I don't think he likes Detroit anymore.
Yeah, so Colby Covington's going to be awesome. They just had Sadiq Bey, who made an All NBA team, or All Rookie team. Sorry, not All NBA, but All Rookie team. And they have one other really good guy, I think. So they're starting to build a good young core. Obviously, they need a superstar. They need that talent, but they are on their way up. And as strong as the East is becoming, which we can talk about in a minute, with the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's still the bottom end. The playoffs are definitely reachable for a team that just gets one good draft pick and can find it. Yeah. So shout out to all of them.
Oh, yeah, and that's for sure. And that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I don't know how Isaac Okoro got a rookie team, but yeah, we're really just like one passer, somebody who can lead the offense. I mean, we got a lot of guys who want to go and score. We just need somebody like a Chris Paul type that could lead that offense.
Jalen Suggs might be there.
Yeah, and maybe that would be amazing, and maybe sneak in a big man at the same time. That's going to be able to help us out. But yeah, I mean, we're nowhere near making a championship run, but it'd be cool to crack the top 10 and be able to get into the bubble, not the bubble, but the play-in series.
Right. Well, that's what the Suns' goals were a couple years ago. And we finally did it this year. And now beyond that, we have now won 9 straight playoff games. We're up 2-0 over the Clippers. You mentioned
Suns in 4.
we had such a crazy game tonight. Let's break that down a little bit. I mean, obviously, if you guys are watching or were watching, it was a crazy finish, a crazy game, a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of stops. We talk about it every single time, not us necessarily, but media. This was the biggest for me. The slow down frame by frame instant replays kind of screwing the tradition of basketball. Yeah. I want to get the plays right. I want to get them called right, but in 100% of pickup ball and 100% of any sort of ball, the dude that slaps the ball out of bounds, it's out on you. And if you frame by frame these things, I'm talking about Devin Booker getting swiped by Patrick Beverly. If you frame by frame, it's going to go out. And Jeff Van Gundy said it himself, so I don't feel as bad saying it as a Suns fan, but that happens every time somebody swipes the ball out. It's always going to be out on the guy that was dribbling because that's just the way it works. Yeah. What did you think about that call specifically?
Yeah, and he also mentioned it too. That's not the rule. The rule is like the person who causes it to go out of bounds. And yeah, I've had many pickup games back in the day to where people would hit it out of bounds and I'd be dribbling the ball and they try to say something. I'm like, and are you a fucking ref? Like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's our fucking ball still. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you knocked it out of bounds. It hit off your hand. Bro, get the fuck out of here. It's our fucking ball. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. You hit it out. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. It's our ball. Stop bitching. Let's go.
And so, well, on top of that, there were 4, including that one, 4 replays in the last 2 minutes. And I think all of them got overturned, crazily enough, which is kind of weird. But it was just how
and
involved.
You also,
yeah, what's up?
You also have to respect the refs on the one with Ayton and Zubac, how they just immediately said jump ball, didn't try to give it to any particular person, and just go right to it and get the call right.
And they got the call right. Yeah,
Scott Brooks. Sure. And Scott Brooks has definitely been in sticky situations.
Scott Foster.
Where he's not, Scott Foster, sorry. To where he's not going to, like on the last one, it took, a damn near 4 minutes of real time.
We'll talk about that in a second.
For Ty Lue to put his balls back in his sack and be a man. I'm like, okay. But no. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, Scott Foster was definitely a real one when it came down to the crunch time. He definitely did get that call from Adam Silver, like you said, and was told to do his best to get the Clippers the dub and let them still win and see what we can do when Kawhi comes back.
Yeah, so that's what it definitely seemed like. Booker had 3 offensive fouls, and he was doing what everybody does. He's ripping through. He's lowering his shoulder. Paul George was doing it on the other side and getting defensive foul calls. So much so that Monty Williams did a challenge in the first quarter and said, like, Book just got an offensive foul for this. You're going to call a defense foul on Jay Crowder. And they upheld it. They called the defensive foul. So it really looked a little sketchy. And Scott Foster, no offense to him, but he's the ref you want to grab if you want that fix to be in. We've seen him be in a little questionable situations before, like you said. So it's going back and forth. Book makes, we're going to fast forward again to the fourth quarter because that's all that matters in basketball games. Book makes a really clutch shot with 30 seconds left to only leave 27 seconds left on clock. And I thought that was a wrap. I thought we were going to play good defense, get that 2 for 1, get fouled, blah, blah, blah. Well, Paul George, we'll talk about his bad in a second, but he's a flip of a coin, and he had good flip of a coin for a second because he didn't try to do the James Harden and hold the ball until there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock and try to maximize that time. He just went right at whoever, Bridges, that was defending him and just drained a shot. I mean, that was a huge shot. And I mean, I wanted to shout him out for that because that was clutch. I'm only used to seeing people hold it till 2 seconds left in that situation.
Yeah, and that's what really pisses me off in those situations when it's a 1-point game. It was a 2-point game.
It was 1 because it kept going back and forth.
Yeah, it was a 1-point game. Yeah. But in that situation, like, if you have an open shot, I hate when teams pass up the open shot because there's still 10 seconds left.
Right.
Like, take the fucking open shot. If you're comfortable with it, then take the shot. If you think you're going to make it, take the fucking shot. Don't bleed off time and do the extra pass. And then now it's down to 5 seconds and we're in panic mode and now we're forcing something. You just wasted a
Yeah.
whole fucking thing, and now you're probably not going to make the fucking shot at the end, which
Right.
happens to more teams than likely unless you have Dame Lillard, Book, like guys like this who can really make that shot at the end of the game. Not too many teams have it, but you got to take that fucking shot. So yeah, shout out to Playoff P at that point in time for
Yeah.
making that shot.
Exactly. So now then we just keep playing a dumb offensive foul on Booker once again. They come down a pretty dumb defensive foul on Booker. It was by the letter of the law a foul, but I guess a smart play by Paul George to hook his arm underneath and rip up. But he goes to the free throw line up one with what, like 8 seconds left, maybe something like that.
It was 9 when the Suns got it back. So yeah, it was
bricks
at 9.
both free throws. Pandemic P is back, and Kawhi must be like calling his doctors up and saying, we need a midnight session right now because I'm getting healthy by Tuesday or by whatever day, Thursday.
Yeah, he was definitely projected to only miss 1 and 2, and that seems to be what he is only going to allow to be missed. If he doesn't come back on Tuesday, I'll be really surprised.
They'll make him come back, or he'll make them let him come back if he can walk, if James Harden can do what he did on a messed up leg.
And I was only able to watch from like 4 minutes left in the second quarter until the end, but I didn't see any cameras on Kawhi. I don't know how he's doing.
He's still in LA. He didn't fly to Phoenix with them. He stayed in LA for rehab.
And that doesn't really mean anything. We saw in the series, in the playoffs coming up when they won the ring in Toronto, that he did that. So
yeah, but we did see that Chris Paul is doing TikTok videos with his kids. But
that's the NBA being the NBA, and he really needs to have LeBron come out and say something about his little wine party that he had, and and speak out for his banana boat partner.
So then he misses both free throws. We're luckily down 2 or just 1 at that point in time. The ball goes out of bounds in the corner. The worst place to throw it in is right under the backboard. But the next worst place to throw it in, and should be Coach of the Year, Monty Williams, drew up the perfect play. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Nope. We are not going to give Monty Williams the credit. We're going to give the screenplay writers of Semi-Pro the credit for this. You pointed it out. I noticed it in the replay, and I looked down and I saw you text me, and I just died. Like, we were on the same tune. But yeah, that shout out to Ayton, shout out to Book. He like fucking Bum Gundy pointed it out.
Perfect decoy.
I was very impressed with Bum Gundy tonight. I actually enjoyed listening to him. He was on the Suns side for most of the game. I was impressed by him tonight for once in 15 years?
Right. He called it perfectly. He said, make Book the decoy and flash Ayton to the basket. And then, of course, the other Dumbo, Mark Jackson, was like, well, let's have Mikal Bridges come to the corner. Get out of here, Mark Jackson.
And we all could see that Devin Booker's nose is very much broken, and he still got in there and rubbed off and gave Ayton enough space to be able to just yam that thing down.
Yeah. To throw the Jackie Moon coffee black alley-oop.
Bro, that was fucking insane. Like, it was perfect. And the fact that they gave 0.7 left was laughable because it should have been at least 0.3, but he definitely – it was definitely like 0.4, 0.5 at that point in time when he yammed it down. But I wish he would have cranked that bitch back a little bit and just bomb with like 0.2.
Did the Giannis alley that he always does.
Yeah, just fucking bomb that bitch. But that was a perfect play. And they kept pointing it out that they are just putting the fucking ball into the Suns' hands right now because Monty is a genius with this shit. And it was proven at the end of the game. And at the end, it was awesome how he knew that there wasn't enough players on the court the players on the court weren't there for 4. So I'm not showing my defensive scheme yet. I'm going to have everybody chilling at half court and behind. And when Nicholas Batum finally got his punk ass on the court, because he knew it was going to happen, he wasn't sitting down. None of them motherfuckers.
He was on the court at first. There were 6 people on the court.
Yeah.
And Ty Lue told Batum to come off.
Now that he hasn't gotten a tech, you said Ty Lue should have got a tech, which I 100% agree. He needs to get fined. Something has to happen because that's ridiculous. You have to be honest about it. That's just some stupid sly shit you're trying to do, and you're pausing the game, and that's just stupid. I feel like he should get a fine. If he wasn't able to get teched up, they need to put that in the rule book to where he can get teched up. But yeah, the whole time, Monty's sitting there like, I'm not showing shit.
Right.
I'm putting my cards face down. And then bam, right when the Batum came on the court, All right, bet DeAndre get his ass.
Yeah. So as far as what Lou did, I'm pro trying to sneak the thing in. I mean, whatever. Try to do what you can, but as soon as the ref blows the whistle and says, whoever was out there at the end of play, get out there. Then you say, man, we almost got him. Send your people out there and you're good.
Yeah,
That's what the
not
Spurs did with Tim Duncan. It worked. That's what Lou just tried to do. It didn't work. At that point, you just suck it up, take your guy.
yeah, not
Reggie
just
Jackson wasn't going to do
Boogie,
anything
then
anyway.
Zubac. Yeah. Like not one at a time, just try to trickle
Yeah.
them and then be like, okay, we got off on one. We got off on one.
It's definitely time wasting. It's definitely annoying. And it should have been a tech, in my opinion, as well. But I'm glad it worked out. They didn't even get a shot off. They almost got a shot off with Paul George, but he took about 8 seconds to turn around like you do in Rec Center on NBA 2K and didn't get it off. But we're up 2-0. That was a lot. 2-0. We're up 2-0 in the series. That's the huge part. We held home court. And I've never been happier as a Suns fan. We should have won in 2010. I definitely believe we should have won in 2010, but Robert Horry had different plans. Or maybe 2009. 2010 was when we got like swept by Kobe.
That 2009, I think it was.
But Robert Horry had different plans. If that game, I was talking to Eddie the other day, if that game happens again, those 2 suspensions don't happen with Amari and what's his name coming off the bench. That doesn't happen. But anyways, that's retroactive. But this is the happiest I've ever been as a Suns fan. I obviously wasn't really around for the 93 finals, which I wouldn't have been very happy anyway. But
yeah, this is fucking awesome. And now that Philly's gone and the Nets are gone, you really have to feel like you have a legit shot at this. The Hawks are surprising the fuck out of everybody, but with Chris Paul in and the way Cam Payne is playing on defense right now and really showing up on offense tonight, you really have to feel comfortable going against the Hawks, and you damn sure have to feel comfortable going up against fucking Giannis and them boys, because Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, all these guys have showed up and showed the fuck out and really been able to pick up anybody that these guys try to put in front of them and just stop them. I mean, they're not going to stop them from being them. They're going to get 20 points, but you're damn sure not scoring 45 against us against the Suns. It's not happening. And with Giannis, we're going to create that wall, and we're just have people to rotate and rotate and rotate. Sarge is getting back in there. So it's just a fucking field day down in the post with the Suns. So, I mean, just cover Chris Middleton's ass. Only let him get 25. Woohoo, he got 25. Book just got 40. Shut the fuck up. Like, and then Chris Paul is going to be able to manage the clock around. So, yeah, I really feel like up 2-0. Let's just put this bitch in cruise control and see what happens in 10 days.
It's going to be close. We got to win in LA. I know we're the home court team, but I'd love to win one in LA. If we win both, that'd be awesome. But I want to come back in game 5 with a chance to put it away. But really, like, it's bittersweet. And obviously it's sweet right now, but as soon as that final whistle blows, after we get done cheering all our trophies, I'm going to start to get real sad because Mikal Bridges is earning himself a contract outside of Phoenix because we have to save money for DeAndre Ayton, who is also earning himself money. Ayton's going to be a max contract. Book's already a max contract. Bridges, he's not going to be a max contract, not even close, but he's making himself some money. He might be one of the best defensive players in the league. And I'm going to be sad to see him go. Jay Crowder's going to go. So this is the year. This is the year we got to do it. And I'm excited that we are.
But do you think with what CP3 is able to do in the locker room and just what Monty's trying to start and a tradition and stuff with that team and how they were all in the bubble last year and they pretty much have the same team with CP3 in there, do you think that they're able to do enough to start something like a brotherhood type of thing to where these guys are going to want to stick together and just run this shit out? And hey, I might only make fucking $10 million, $11 million a year, but I'm going to end up with fucking 3 or 4 chips with this team.
They might. I think the guys that are like Jay Crowder and those will probably leave because they're so used to just being that mercenary, get me for a year. But yeah, the guys like Bridges, maybe. Cam Payne is locked in, dude. He's never leaving Phoenix again, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
He'll sleep in the arena. He'll let you pay him whatever the heck you want. He'll just take table scraps from the food court. He doesn't care. He's locked in. So yeah, I think we definitely will have our main core. And I honestly think after this run, I think people are going to, veterans and those free agencies and the drop offs, the buyout market and all that are going to want to come play with Book and Ayton. They're going to want to come see what those two guys can do for them.
For sure.
So we're on the up and up. I love it. But so before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about the East. The East is starting. You said it. The Hawks, the Bucks both get through in Game 7 as underdogs on the road. Which one were you most impressed by in Game 7 out of those two teams?
The Hawks. Trae Young.
Hawks. Trae Young. It was so crazy. He sucked, but then he came up ice in his veins and hit a big three.
To be able to do that, that team, like, just, it's insane. The Bucks, that you expected it from the beginning of the season, and then or before the season started, you knew that they had a chance, and then the Nets, but what they were able to do to stop KD, really nobody else but KD, and KD is a fucking weapon, and he showed that he is a nuclear weapon, and he will kill everybody but the roaches, because the roaches in Milwaukee ended up prevailing. Look at the pavilion over there. That's where we had the dinner. But anyways, but yeah, they were able to just knock them off in Atlanta into what they were able to do against the best defensive team in the league. When it was just pure fucking holy shit. Damn, another one. Oh my God. They were just lighting it up. And
Kevin Huerter, baby. Like he stepped up.
To see
the poor man Scalabrini coming through.
Yeah, it's insane. So I'm not really excited. I don't really feel like I really feel like the Suns are going to be on cruise control if they're going to be able to sneak a game in LA.
That'd be nice.
From here on out. But it's going to be fun to see what Atlanta's going to be able to do against Milwaukee. They showed what they were able to do against Philly, but Milwaukee doesn't have a Ben Simmons who's just going to shut down in the second half.
Right.
So it's going to be cool to see what happens. Those were close games against Philly. They're going to have to put it into another gear and hope Milwaukee isn't just able to run a 4-game sweep, because it would be nice to get a good 4 or 5 days off before the finals start.
I think the finals start at the same time no matter what, right? I think they start on the same day.
Oh, bet.
No matter what happens.
Let's get this fucking shit.
But I know you're not a KD fan, and I'm not a Harden and Kyrie fan, so we both wanted the Nets to lose. But as a baller, as a hooper, how did you have any sort of feeling of just like, damn, that sucks, when KD's toe was half a millimeter from sending that game home?
No, I laughed.
Oh my gosh.
I laughed. I watched the replay about 10 times, and I just karma, bro. That's big karma coming back at you for being a fucking sellout for the last 9 years. It's actually yesterday was the 9-year anniversary of the Heat beating OKC's young asses.
Right.
And that's the last time they played together, because that motherfucker became a sellout. James Harden got traded. Everything happened the way it did. The 3-0 fucking 3-1 comeback from Golden State. Damn, that team's pretty good. I'm gonna go there and win a couple chips. Just a complete fucking sellout. My ankle. My Achilles. Let me go back to the East Coast. Maybe my Achilles won't break over there in that humidity. Just a fucking sellout. So yeah, no, that was big karma coming back. He thought he could do it, and then karma said, "Wait, not so fast, not so fast." Sellout.
I felt really bad for him. Obviously, I like KD, but I felt really bad for him until Harden came over to cheer him up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck that guy. I don't want him to win a title." So
I even laughed when they showed his mom coming up to give him a big old hug and tell him it was okay. I was like, it's not okay, really, bitch. Go home, bro. Go home with your mama. Get that chicken noodle soup like Strahan used to.
That's rude. But I would have been so mad. I would probably quit basketball if that was. Oh man, that would have. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna go on an MVP tour next year.
What was his last shot?
Straight. His last shot was 70 out of 72 minutes in 3 games, or I guess even more than that, 170 out of 172 or whatever minutes.
Saw that air ball?
That was tired legs, not wanting to go to the hoop is what that was. But yeah, so I was impressed with both teams, but I think I was more impressed with the Hawks as well, because the Bucks should have lost. Yeah. And they had a lot of injury luck, and that happens. I'm not trying to say the Bucks don't deserve to be here, but they almost lost that series multiple times. The Hawks never never really looked like they were going to go down. They just kept punching back. So
Shout out to Seth Curry. Do you think Seth deserves a pretty good payday? Like a good
yeah,
like
I
six
think
man of the
so.
year type payday?
I think
Like
so, man. He's so
he's clutch
level-headed
as
when he goes
fuck,
on
dude.
there. He
Yeah.
can hit every shot. He's the best three-point shooter because Joe Harris was ass this series, and I mean, I guess he's still whatever. But I think Seth Curry had a better average than Joe Harris this year.
He should be.
But
What about Seth and Phoenix next year? That'd be fucking awesome to have another spot up.
I I don't think
Like
we
if
need that
like if you
honestly,
said, but
unless
like
Crowder leaves or
that's what I'm
something like
saying. Like
that.
you said,
Yeah,
if Crowder was to leave, throw Seth in there for the offensive, and he's a dog too. You can
yeah,
still
it
have
would be nice
you can have Seth and Bridges, and they'd still be able to guard the 2-3.
for sure. I want to see Cameron Johnson become a starter and
Oh, he's
really push
bro.
it.
He's
Um,
doing
yeah, he'll
big
replace
big
Jay
things.
Crowder in
Big
the starting
things.
lineup, and I'm excited for it. He'll fill out a little more. He's filled out a little bit every single year, so I'm excited for that. But what about the
That hair, bro.
possibility? I love his hair. The white undershirt under his jersey though is a. Ugh. But anyways, what is the if you said 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, where the hell this draft was, 4 years ago, I think, that Ayton and Trae Young would be playing in the finals, and Luka is just not there yet. I mean, not that he's not there yet, but just not able to play in the finals. What were the
I'd be
odds on
saying
that?
I'd be saying you're crazy as fuck because there's no way that Luca and that foreign coach that Phoenix had that was going to draft him was no way that they'd be in the playoffs still and fighting for a chance in the championship like they're doing right now. So that's exactly what I would say. But yeah, shout out to the Suns knowing what they were going to do. Was that part of the James Jones? Was he part of that or no? Was that the year after?
No, it was the year after.
All right. Well,
He
shout out to him to
drafted
get
Cameron Johnson, so
yeah, shout out to him
congrats.
to get the pieces around
But,
them to really facilitate that second group, second unit that come in and pick up the pieces for DeAndre while he was learning to become a man up
right.
until this playoff run. But yeah, it's been really cool to see. And you would have to think now that we're looking back at it that DeAndre probably was the best fit for this team for
Yeah.
what they were envisioning to happen after firing the whole staff that was envisioning something way different that wasn't going to get them anything but ticket sales.
Right. And that Luka trade comes out a little bit better on both sides. I mean, it's hard to talk about what ifs, and I still think Luka's the better player, and he'll go down as the better legacy and all that probably. But if Trae Young gets them a ring or gets them even an Eastern Conference championship, they're happy with that trade. I think they're happy with that trade regardless. But I mean,
They just made an
they
extra
pulled the
like
trigger.
$20 million in the next week.
Yeah,
off of that trade.
But I mean, that's huge, you know? So I think this draft, when we start to look back at it retroactively, when we do our 10-year visits and we do all those things, it's a hell of a draft that we thought was a little bit weak after Ayton went out in the first round to like a 15 seed. We probably thought that was a little weak.
And once you knew that it was going to be Ayton, you were a little pissed off. I remember.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. We need every bit of Ayton right now, and we don't really need to plug out Miles Bridges for Luka. Like we really don't need that.
Exactly.
The Suns don't need that.
It's all right.
Mikal, oh yeah, I can do that every fucking time.
If somebody wanted to trade Miles Bridges for Luka, then that'd be a crazy trade.
But no, not even just like if you just plug Luka's not going to do what Mikal's able to do on defense, and Mikal's able to be there on offense when we need him to at the same time.
And nobody can board like Ayton is right now. Nobody if we drafted Luka, we would not have been able to go find someone that can get these
He ended up
rebounds.
with like 15 or 16.
I think so.
And he had like 7 in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, his positioning ridiculous on those rebounds is unreal, and that's awesome because when he was
like 5, 6.
When he was drafted, they said that was his weak spot. Is offensive rebounds and blocks, and he's getting both of those things in spades right now. So it's huge to see him buying in. I love it.
Yeah, and that pregame interview, he's definitely feeling himself. He's definitely loving every minute of it, and he's seeing something different that he didn't see in Arizona.
Exactly. The Phoenix fans are actually happy that he's on their team.
Oh yeah.
Arizona kind of sucks at everything, and they were just trying to figure out why they paid him so much money to come there. That's all they were doing.
But I'm fucking excited, dude. We got 2 games in LA. Come back, hopefully only have to play one more to throw the confetti down and get ready for whoever comes out of the East. I'm excited. We got a little bit till the Olympics. We still got more fights rolling out. It's summertime. Weather is beautiful here.
I might have lights in my new studio, not really, but
I'm
I'm gonna
still
buy a lamp.
maskless at work.
I was maskless at work for like a week. And for like a week, bro. It was so exciting.
Bro, I guarantee you DeSantis is going to end up running for a presidency
Yeah,
off of everything that he's doing, and
for sure.
every state looking at him like, damn, look at Florida. Damn, look at Florida. It's definitely going to get him boosted up. Like he's like the future of the COVID and all this shit. Like we've already beat it, and they are going back to fucking July of last year.
Yeah, he's definitely going to run for the Republicans, and if Biden doesn't do anything quick, it's probably going to be a clean win too. Like it's going to be pretty nuts. But so let's make our prediction real quick. There have been no games played in the East that we've looked at, but screw the West. We already know who's going to win the West. But who do you think is going to make it out of the East and face off in the finals?
Hawks in 7.
Hawks in 7. I think it's going to be the Bucks in 5. I think it's going to be a wrap. I think Trey's going to go for 50 on one of the games or whatever, but I think it's a wrap.
Ooh, no respect to Collins, huh?
No. Capella can't do anything.
Fucking, what's it? It's not Bogdan. It's Bogey.
The other one that has like the same name.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, no love.
Yeah. Middleton finally looks like he got over his pandemic P skills, and he's doing stuff.
But I still got Suns in 4.
I got Suns in 5. I got both of them in 5. I'd love Suns in 4. Let's do it. Keep the streak. We've only lost one game, right? We could match up with the Bulls and the Lakers.
Yeah, and ever since the 9-0 run, the away it's not really affecting. It doesn't matter. Fucking putting the foot on them and curb stomping and the away teams' arenas.
Booker is on another level right now, man. He's showing. Hopefully his nose doesn't hurt too bad tomorrow.
Did you see after he came back and they started talking about it, they had a female fan that had the actual Nash broken nose shirt on?
I didn't see that.
They went right to it whenever Van Gundy was talking about it, because his nose is definitely broken.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely broken. And Van Gundy, I'm actually going to call him Van Gundy right now. Respect to him for tonight. He brought up Steve Nash in 2009.
I'm glad that our cut man is better.
Yeah, it was 2009, right?
This was like 2013 or whatever. Our very last playoff run.
But yeah, and he was like, at least they were able to stop bleeding this time. Hopefully they were able to stop bleeding in the game. And they brought it up and it was awesome. They brought
our cut man was a lot better this year.
Oh yeah. And that thing was quick too. I was like, fuck, if he's out for like 4 or 5 minutes, they're going to be able to come back on a run and maybe get the lead, and it might be too late, but he was fucking out and in.
In and out. That's what I thought too.
With a little piece of tape.
Yep. No, that was perfect, man. But yeah, so I have Suns and Bucks. You have Suns and Hawks. I don't care who makes it, because I think we're gonna win either one.
Whoa, real quick.
Yeah.
So it was DeMarcus Cousins who shoved Suns after the DeAndre. Remember how kind of when they went back to the court, how Devin Booker, did you not see that?
Was it right after the game got off?
It was right whenever Ayton did the thing and they're celebrating, and Devin Booker goes to he's like looping around the half court, and somebody shoved him and they weren't able to see who it was.
Oh no, I was probably cheering too loud or something.
Well, it was Boogie that pushed him.
Okay.
They FaceTime CP3 again after the win, and Alex Caruso was arrested and released Tuesday in possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia charges.
Hey, the season's over. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's in LA.
Yeah, but it's not fucking legal there.
In LA it is?
In LA it is, but he was in Philly.
Oh.
It's Pennsylvania's medical.
I didn't know he was in Philly. I thought he was at home.
No, he can't be caught in Florida. Like, I can't just be in Florida and not have my shit in my.
I thought he was just at home. I thought he was at home in LA.
Even when I travel, I'm so scared that we're going to get pulled over and I have to show them my medical card and they want to see it because I have a bowl with me that has resin in it. And then that's when they're like, "Aha, paraphernalia, we got you. Here's a ticket. Aha, give us your money."
No, I thought he was in LA.
No, he was in Philly when it happened, and they are a medical state, so he did not get any celebrity privileges. I guess
nothing's gonna happen. He's just gonna pay a couple $100 and be done.
Well, yeah, that's why they booked him, so they could get his money.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. He probably, I guarantee you, when they say he was arrested and released on Tuesday, I guarantee you they put him in the front of a SUV cop car, took him down to the police station, didn't make him change or
Right to
anything.
booking.
Like with
or
me,
the
when I did my rapid release, I had to change into fucking the whole slides and everything. They
Mhm.
charged me $15 for those fucking slides. And I had to take my picture, I had to put my fingerprints on the little thing, and then I got changed and I was able to leave. I
Yeah.
guarantee you they did the same thing for him, but he didn't have to change or shit. They just took his picture real quick, maybe made him put on a little jumpsuit over his hoodie or whatever.
Just for the
fuck it was.
picture.
Yeah. And then took his fingerprints, took his money,
And
and
walked him right to the cashier.
probably
Yeah.
took a couple pictures, signed some autographs, and was on his way.
Exactly. All right. So what's do we have before we get out of here? I think it's about time for me to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up too, man. I got a little bit of drive. I'm gonna drive for about 2 hours probably. But
I'm gonna drive for about 6 minutes, but
I'm just excited, dude. Like we both have a lot going on, a lot of changes, making moves, keep adulting, and
Right.
we all have stories that always happen. And I'm just really excited with you with the Suns. You've been waiting a long time, hoping, keeping with it, sticking with it, and just like in
Getting
life,
made
with
fun
Garrett,
of for living in Florida,
yeah.
being a Suns fan.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, Garrett, with all his track and field buddies, they were probably definitely making fun of him when he tried to do the NFL. Definitely making fun of him when he's in a cubicle. I got made fun of for being a Cavs fan. I used to literally have to show fucking people proof that I'd been a Cavs fan since I was fucking 10 years old. Like I literally have
I'll
to
have
go
that
back and show
soon.
pictures. Like, dude, I've been here. So like it's just stick with it in anything you do. And I promise you, I mean, unless you were a Red Sox fan in the 30s, you probably didn't make it, but or a Jaguars fan ever in your life. You're probably not going to see
So
it,
far.
but yeah, but just stick with it, man, in anything you do in life, and you're going to be rewarded in some way or another, whether it's just self satisfaction that you tried, you did your best, and you weren't able to probably get to the top of the pedestal that you wanted to, but you did your fucking best and you didn't go through life saying, man, I wonder what would have happened. And that's the biggest takeaway of anything that we do. And for sure, in the last couple of weeks with our playoff runs, with a childhood friend ended up being the first number one. 4 years ago, he was fourth, so one of the greatest decathletes of all time. But now he is sitting on the pedestal that the greatest was, and now he's clinched definitely probably now top 5 all time in track and field after these trials. And just keep grinding, guys. Just keep doing what you can to succeed in life. Don't let the bullshit get you down, no matter what it is. You might get a flat tire. That's what Uber's for. You might get sick. That's what fucking Airborne's for. Like, there's always ways to be able to overcome whatever bullshit life tries to bring at you. We got to wake up every day, put on our big boy britches, and go to work and get shit done and be a stud and not a scrub.